Hey guys, this is Joel Patterson, and this is my Mod 4 video for KISA and the school accreditation model for my building, Madison Elementary in Gardner. So I was able to get together with our principal, Dr. Wachel, recently, and we kind of looked at the 4Rs for our school to find out where we were at and kind of what we were doing to work towards those. And what I found out is that in our building and really a lot of buildings within our district, we've chosen several of the R's to focus several of our goals on instead of going through all four of them. We are in our second year of this process at Madison, and so we've been focusing on relevance and relationships. Right now, we are mostly in the implementing and transitioning stages of those. There's a lot of things we're doing, but we haven't really gotten to the model part of the spectrum, I guess, for those areas yet. Relationships, our focus has been on increasing communication with opportunities for family engagement and community development. And so some of the things that we've done to accomplish that, I've listed quite a few here that we're doing. I've probably missed some, but we send out a weekly s'mores newsletter. We have a Facebook page where every day there's students that record something that they've learned. We have a Twitter page, One School, One Book initiative, many different events that we do throughout the year, Veterans Day assemblies, pancake bingo night, book fairs. We have quarterly goal recognition assemblies. And another new one we started this year is we have monthly food nights. So we've partnered up with restaurants in the community where we can have people from our schools go to eat at those restaurants on one night during that month, and then a certain percentage of the proceeds come back to our school. So we've been pretty successful with that. We've had, I think, 3 of them so far this year. The other area that we've focused on is relevance. And in this area, we've focused on having 100% of our students engaged in the goal setting process, whether that's individual or also class goals, and then kind of making those connections to the real world. In this category, we've done climate surveys for students to kind of let us know how they feel at school, whether they feel cared for or, involved, whether they're feeling like there's any bullying type of issues going on, so we can kind of get a gauge of how they feel on a day-to-day basis. We also have a career day set up towards the end of our year, and we've had various in-class visits from a K-9 unit, fire department. We've had some police officers come talk to our students, and then also we've had a guest author as well, just to name a few. Goal setting skills are modeled and taught and reinforced using the growth mindset. I'm kind of scrolling down here using my notes. So what did I find out through conversations with our principal about the 4 Rs? Basically, in a nutshell, Dr. Wachel said that they really all have a place in schools, but we've been kind of addressing 2 of them and working hard towards accomplishing those. We have parent data on those 2 areas of relevance, and the other one, I'm sorry, was relationships. So we're just kind of working towards those 2 goals, and when we accomplish them, then we can reevaluate what our goals are and change them if we need to, and we don't really need to wait for the 5-year window to do that. So if we accomplish a goal in 3 years, then we'll set a new goal and work towards that one. What is my principal's leadership style and approach? This is funny because he actually asked me what I thought his leadership style was before he would tell me his, and I was able to guess correctly. He kind of leads with the transformational and servant leadership style, but he said it also takes a little bit of all types of styles. He sided with transformational leadership because he has a desire to build leaders out of students, staff, and families. But then also servant leadership because he really wants to enrich the lives of others. He's very caring, compassionate, and kind towards others. He also said that his way of thinking doesn't always work for every situation. So really what it's all about is building your staff around you and putting your staff into places where they can be successful and kind of make the team better, because he can't do everything on his own. He's going to need a good team around him. He also said just really important to always explain the why and the rationale that goes behind decisions. You don't always need input from the entire staff on every decision, but staff does need to know what thought process went into it. The areas for school improvement that we identified, we're planning for safe learning environment, which was in relationships component 2 under students, and educator evaluation on family engagement, which was also under relationships component 3 for families. So the first part was the Kansas Social Emotional Character Development Model Standards, which we haven't adopted yet. So I said the PSEL standard that would support it for category 3, managing organizational systems and safety activities, developing plans to implement and manage long-range plans for the school. So really, if we're going to roll that out to our staff, we need to have training for our staff on how to teach those new standards, which we would need to have collaboration and co-teaching with our counselors. We would have resources for teachers to pull from, and then teachers just really need to have that opportunity to get familiar with the information, and then parents will as well. Part of this also, and we're kind of working on this in our building leadership team, is kind of moving towards a whole school behavior plan under PBIS, so we can teach and model those positive behaviors throughout the school and kind of have a consistent language just across the board. The other component that we could kind of work on was the educator evaluation on family engagement, and that was under relationships component 3 under families. So for the PSEL standard that would support that, for category 4 was collaborating with key stakeholders activities. Function 1, using collaboration strategies to collect, analyze, and interpret school, student, faculty, and community information. And so for this aspect, the educator evaluation on family engagement, it's not really part of our evaluation system at this time. So really it's all about just encouraging and supporting staff to build those relationships within your families in the community. So sharing ways that you can increase communication and enhance that connection between school and home. Some examples there would be student portfolios. Class Story on Class Dojo kind of works like a Facebook page for classes, so they can kind of see what's going on. Class Twitter pages and school Twitter pages, and then just programming that we have subscriptions through like IXL, where students can kind of take some of what we're learning here at school and work on it at home as well. We could also provide template type surveys the staff can use, teachers can use in their classrooms to kind of gauge what families' thoughts are on what type of connection they have with their teacher and with the school. So then we could take this data and figure out ways that we can increase the communication and kind of build those relationships. So that is my video for Mod 4. Thanks for listening. Hope you